It's Thursday, which means it's time again for Fan Central Pitchside. Hello, and welcome to the return of the prodigal daughter. It is I, Michalia Cowan, and he is short. Ooh, sorry.
No,
he is Nathan Curtis.
Okay.
No, I am taller.
Let's not lie to the people. Not so early. Not so early in the evening.
Not so early.
No, not so early in the evening.
Right, but a lot has happened since last week. Referees strike over safety concerns. What are your thoughts on that, Nathan?
Yeah, that's a tough one for me. Because everybody is affected when the referees aren't protected.
Right.
So it's
players,
there's a lot
coaches.
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate how that happened, and at the schoolboy level, as I said, that's something that you just cannot have happening. So I understand where they're coming from in wanting to protest. Right,
I understand. And, we'll have more about that in our debate segment, so stay tuned for that. Also coming up, we will hear from Malik White from Dintil Technical, who was one of the 3 players suspended for an altercation with the referee in Dintil's game against McGraw on September 21st.
Meanwhile, we do have a number of schools who have booked their spots in the playoff qualifiers into the Costa Cup first round. Defending champions Clarendon College, Central High, Lennon, Denby, they have all secured their playoff berths in Zone H. Christiana, Homewood, Alphonsus Davis, and Belfield in Zone G. Glenmuir, Kempshill, Garvey Mosea, Old Harbour in Zone I, Paul Bogle and Yallas in Zone L, and St. Mary High in Zone M have all claimed spots in the 4-team playoffs. Meanwhile, Happy Grove, Paul Bogle, Yallas have qualified in Zone L, with Morant Bay needing a draw against Robert Lightburn High to make the top 4. Now, Port Antonio High, Titchfield High, St. Mary Technical, and St. Mary High are all in Zone M for the playoffs. So yeah, It's a lot.
Yes, and just to add clarity on how the playoffs work, is that zones with 7 or more teams play each other once, with the top 4 playing each other again once. The top 3 teams from these playoffs will advance to the round of 32. That's what we have seen with the zones that we have mentioned earlier. Meanwhile, zones with 6 or fewer teams play each other twice on a home and away basis. The top 2 teams, along with the best 3rd place team, advance to the round of 32. I know it's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. So yeah, man, Michaela, this is a case for the Zone A to Zone F and Zone K, which will all have 6 teams, and then Zone J with 4 teams.
Right. And so the battle intensifies for the spots in the second round. So now my question to you, where do you think the season really begins here? The teams that make it to the round of 32, would they be considered the most competitive?
I think the season begins when the season begins. The truth is, some teams start fast and then they disappear. Right. There's some teams that start slow and then they surprise you. So for me, I think the best thing about having the competition in this type of way is that it allows for greater competition. One, it allows for more games and allows for the fans to just enjoy and see the development of the players over a longer period of time. So I just love the fact that they've thought about that at a competitive level and brought in something like this.
I agree. And on Wednesday, Ocho Rios High were deducted 6 points in the Costa Cup for using an ineligible player in games against Ferncourt and Marcus Garvey High in Zone K. According to a release from ISSA, the player accumulated 3 yellow cards. Based on the rule, if a player receives 3 yellow cards in the preliminary round, he will automatically miss the next match. Ocho Rios beat Ferncourt 10-0 on September 24th and defeated Marcus Garvey 8-0 on September 27th. However, Ocho Rios' use of an ineligible player in those games means Ferncourt and Marcus Garvey has received 3 points and 3 goals.
That's an interesting one. And it does turn that group upside down, so it's fun to see.
I agree. And now it is time for a break. Coming up, Malik White. He speaks about his Dintil ban.
In need of a loan? AIM Financial is the place to go. We have loans from $20,000 to $3.3 million. Get a loan to pay school or college tuition, medical expenses, bills, fix up your house, buy furniture and appliances, repair or buy a car. And when you're done, take a vacation loan. AIM has a loan for any purpose. Call AIM today. You won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
a move now, make a move now.
Hi everyone, my name is Kurt Dunn.
Greetings from Kali's Kelly Yoga.
Hey, it's Travel Morrison, and I am your National Physical Activity Specialist. And it's time to make a move.
Jamaica, let's get moving again. Season 2 of the Ministry of Health and Wellness Jamaica Move series is here. Join us Wednesdays at 5 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on CVM TV. Let's get moving.
Make a move now. That's me on the corner.
People don't bother feel like you can predict who is going to be in the shop with me. A ship carry you back again. Controversial. How old were you?
8 years old.
Now we're contemplating.
These are the digits. What kind of episode this one?
Another junction in life.
I have 2 left foot then, sir. Yeah, know. Yeah, man. See the buckle of the Nigeria now. This is my show and you will not drop word from me.
They even know them things.
TJ, I can't say that now. You're going to mash up some house.
You know, say barber shop is really there ready to make your cut.
So, where you cut before? The cut, okay.
Now I'm where I want to be.
The Cut is brought to you by Flow.
What's your story? What's your sign? You're dreamers. Hear what other people say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We're doing this in our way. We come alive.
Dintil schoolboy Malik White has been in the news over the last week or so for being among a group of Dintil players who were found guilty of attacking referee Christopher Bailey during the Costa Cup game against McGraw on Saturday, September 21st. He is again making the headlines with Valentino Thompson.
White was initially given a 5-day suspension and was also banned from playing in any ISSA competition for the rest of the season. White spoke about what caused the initial altercation.
During the full-time whistle, like right as the score was scored on the 87th minute, and on the 90th minute, coach signaled to us, so we're going to play 6 added. As we spot the ball at the half line to resume the game after the goal, as it played, the referee blew it out. So I asked the referee, why is that so? Why we didn't play the 6th minute? He was like, little boy, don't answer the question. I said to my teammate, Shamar, say, every year when I come to play the derby game, it was like this with the referee, and he heard that and gave me the red card. While he giving me the red card, he said, boy, hold this. So, and then I walk up to him. I was the one closer to him, and my teammate ran come and think it was altercation with me and the referee.
He also spoke about the rumors that he and his teammates forced the referee to take cover in a classroom after the game.
The incident that took place off the field, me and my teammate was at the back of the bus changing off the gear to hand it over. Meanwhile, a man approached me with a knife. So me and my teammate took up stone, threw it off the man, and he ran into the direction of the referees. And the referees just came off the field heading to the classroom with our coach. So and the man ran into the direction with the referees. So the referees see we coming behind the man and ran. So when they ran into the classroom, my coach, my assistant coach, was at the classroom door. So he all the way at the classroom door. So that's the reason why the referee think we were coming at them. So yeah, and then after he all the way, the next coaches bring him back to the bus and we leave in a short period of time.
It is understood that Dintil is set to withdraw White from the school entirely. The youngster says he regrets the incident but wants to continue school.
Yes, I just want to say I'm really sorry about the incident that occurred with the referee, and would like to continue my education.
A lot to take in indeed. And we're going to throw it to Gio and Nathan. What do you make of his side of the story?
Guys, this is one big misunderstanding.
Gio, stop the push.
But yeah, it's so I was very shocked when I saw the strike on Saturday, and shocked after I found out why they were striking.
Right.
You know, it all made sense. But initially, when I saw that they, we would have been doing our usual preps to go to games or whatsoever, but there were no games.
Right.
And I was wondering what was happening, and I saw the strike, and I saw why the referees were striking, and I must say that I'm in agreement with them. I think this is the first probably incident that is publicized, but I don't think this is something new in schoolboy football. As a matter of fact, I've
definitely not.
I remember when I was going to school and I went to the Costa Cup game there in Mandeville. I won't name the schools, but I witnessed a similar incident happening.
And it wasn't on TV, right?
It wasn't on TV. That's the difference. And
but this one got caught on TV.
Probably wasn't two big name schools as well. And back then, social media wasn't as prevalent. So it's been a long-standing thing, and the refs have all the right in the world to really feel that they deserve safety.
They do.
Proper mechanisms to be put in place to kind of ensure their safety.
And I go as far as this. I'm not going to try and say who is right or who is wrong. If you follow the simple rule of respect to the referee, boy, his decision is final. So if he blow off the game as much as you don't like it, go file a dispute with the Referees Association, with ISSA, whoever you need to take it up with. But to confront a referee has already created a bad situation. So this thing I've tried to explain, the boss, and with that change, or that carry food. And to me, from the moment you go to the man and say, yo, what that referee? You're wrong. You see me? So for me, that's the thing that you have to look at and say.
Do you think he deserves to be put out of school or expelled from school altogether though?
So let me say it this way. The level of suspension or expulsion from schools denotes a student that is troubled.
Okay.
Now, I would say it this way, that from one incident, no student should ever be banned from school. I don't believe that.
No,
unless that is a serious incident that causes injury or harm to someone else. Now, as far as I've seen, the referees may have been offended and they felt threatened, but they weren't harmed. So I'm not going to say, boy, banned from school, because ultimately the education is the most important thing. So them being
football
and them being banned from school also makes it difficult for them to find another school.
Well, when you're ball, you find a school in a way.
I think it's a very important lesson for all the players to learn from.
I hope
for
the entire schoolboy football fraternity to learn from.
I think definitely they should.
And even the fans, because we have to remember that sometimes the fans
not change. Some things will be here at schoolboy football. Boy, when I first one, I said, boy, I learn my language and watch schoolboy football.
Sometimes the fans will go out and attack referees and threaten them because them side never win.
Even sometimes you're watching these games and overhear the language in the background.
Yes.
And that's what I say. I'm not going to say Malik or the other two are doing anything that is different than what you see. But somebody had to come in at some point and say, boy, enough is enough.
Right.
You have to make a stand. And I think I can stand up and say, ISSA, good job. Good job on responding. Now, let us fix the issue, because it's an issue that has been going on for a long time. Generations.
It can't be a 9-day wonder type thing where we make a big row out of it now and then we don't ever make any rows out of it again.
Because the situation, it leaves room for that situation to come back again.
And I'll go as far as to say, every school is generally near a police station. I accept that not all police stations are manned to the T, but try and find yourself in a position where you can have
But at these games, they are supposed to have security at these games.
The question now is, what is the legislation around having security at these games? How mandatory is it? Because a lot of the times, especially when schoolboy football pass in the first round, when you pass like the first 3 games or the first 6 games, and 2 schools are competing already out of the competition, probably have like 1 linesman and 1 referee. That's all that goes to that game. Because again, there is generally a referee shortage in Jamaica. So some of the same referees that are probably refereeing schoolboy football probably are going to refer JPL game.
Correct.
And so they are even a business house match on a Tuesday. So we are already short of referees, so it's a precious commodity with the referees. A game can't go on, so we have to treat them better.
It also has to be a response to social change and culture change, because
and that's why it's a bigger thing.
But
I think a part of it is also laziness. All schools have security. Every school has a security arrangement, whether there's a security guard at the gate or whatever. If you know that you have schoolboy games coming up, at least one security guard whose sole duty is there to help protect. No,
that's easier said than done. When I go to some of these schools, I see like where the field is, anybody can really access it. It's probably not properly.
So my challenge is not about people being able to access it. It's about at least the semblance of measures in place or mechanisms in place to protect. Because let us take what happened after Dominic James's situation. One of the first things that was done right after, say, all right, we have to fix this, because one of the issues that happened was that there's no defibrillator close by enough. So we said, all right, mandate it. Every schoolboy game as I know that has been relaxed. I have been to schoolboy games since, and I have looked and I'm gone. And I'd see no ambulance and I'd see no defibrillator about the place. We have to find a way as a culture, as you're talking about, to be more consistent about these things. So find one security guard who all them do is stand up and say, me I cover the ref them. That's a job.
The
one who security guard.
When they tell you don't park, and then they'll stop you. No, you can't park. You can't park, you say no, man, you can't trouble the referee.
Schoolboy football security them forever about the parking, you say you can't park.
Okay, good. So they must get
that attitude towards protecting our referees. Or just to ensure, not even like stand up and protect them like a bodybuilder.
You just know that if you see the situation get bad,
then you know what to do.
On the field.
Right. And we go to a break with Manning Cup results. And when we return, it's all about the debates. Stay tuned.
Rise and shine and start your day with the Wealthy Club's Power Hour. It's a transformative mind-body workout infused with strength training, yoga, meditation, and journaling. Every Wednesday from 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Starting September 11th, join us for free live in person right here at the marketplace in front of Camila's Kitchen, or you can join in from anywhere in the world thanks to our friends over at Just Create. And
welcome to the ZZ Lottery Draw for 8:20 p.m. Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. The one-drop winning number is 13. The hat-trick winning numbers are 1, 2, 9. The four-play winning numbers are 1, 0, 1, 2. The Lucky Day Lotto winning numbers are 17, 3, 4, 11, 12. The fireball is red. Thank you for playing with Izizi.
Where can I get my ticket?
You have to check social media, master.
Social media?
Social media.
But father, you got high-tech, man.
Yeah, man.
Isaiah, October 5 and 6 at the National Arena. 1 weekend only. Don't you miss it.
Last Saturday, referees went on strike over safety concerns following an incident at Dintil Technical, where a referee was attacked by players on September 21st. The referees and ISSA have held meetings discussing the best approach to ensure the safety of match officials. It's good to see the stakeholders in dialogue to try and resolve the issue. But today's debate, we ask, should referees' safety be ISSA's or school's responsibility? Gio, you have a minute to make your point.
Well, we start. I was going to set up first.
you're first, Gio.
But I think it should be both responsibility. The responsibility about ISSA and the school. It should be a collaborative effort. Schoolboy football, yes, ISSA puts it on, but it's actually held on school grounds. And if something happens on school grounds, as much as we're going to help, we're going to hold ISSA accountable. We're also going to hold the schools accountable. So I think both of them need to collaborate and put something in place. What it is that depending on the size of the match, probably ISSA tries to carry in their own persons, or probably they have a legislation that, listen, the schools need to get some security guards or 2 security guards, and we'll back you up if needs be. But I think there needs to be a collaborative effort between both, because we can't continue to see this thing happening where players are attacking referees, you know, and it just isn't good for the entire brand and the spectacle of schoolboy football.
Nathan, over to you.
No, I have a fundamental problem with what you've said.
Oh my God.
No, don't get me wrong. It's not because we're debating.
Yeah.
The administrators should collaborate. Fine. But they are administrators for a reason. They're the ones putting on the competition. The same way the government collects their taxes and expect them to use it, the same way ISSA asks, do you want to participate in this thing called schoolboy football? We'll put it together, we'll get the officials, we get all of these things. Now for me, if it is that you're asking them to collaborate, then create the policies, the frameworks, and create the sanctions when it doesn't happen, so we don't have these issues.
So you don't think they already have those
If it were the case, then the culture that we've seen at schoolboy football would not exist, because this that we saw at Dintil is not a first.
So is it policy or is it attitude and social?
All of those
culture?
things come from the administrators, because the moment the administrator says, I am not going to keep a next football match if this thing continues at the school level, I promise you.
The administrator of ISSA or school.
Which is ISSA. So for me, it always has to start with the point of administration. If you are not creating the culture, then you can't expect schools, because not all schools are equal. So one school will have 20 security guards and a field safe, and the next school we have Master Joe who come with the goat 2 times and watch over the field.
That's part of the reason why I said I think it's a collaborative effort, because clearly you have some schools who do have the type of resources, do have, your JC, your KC, but you have some schools who don't have that. So the schools who don't have that, they have to be a collaboration effort. We have to come together.
Who is to drive it? So for me, though I can accept that there is some acceptance of your concept, it has to start somewhere. And for me, I think ISSA has been lapsed, because, as we said, we got schoolboy football match and we see what we are saying. We now just talk about even the referee issue. Again, we'll go back to the defibrillators. We know that there are things that ISSA should be making sure.
Question.
So do you think that's why ISSA met with the referees?
Yeah, but I want to ask you something. So in that same breath then, like students who go to these games, you know, as quote unquote patrons or whatsoever on the day, who's responsible for their safety? ISSA or the school itself, when they go and watch these matches on school compounds? And shouldn't that same level of security then that are given to the students, can it not then go over? Because everyone's in danger. If you go to a football match and then break out a match at Showstone, it's not just principals or referees in danger, and the students are also in danger. And clearly schools already have mechanisms to protect their students.
And this is where you go back to a place I said, no, in the absence of any policy to guide that, you know that is a situation that will create a bad circumstance.
That's why I say it's a collaborative effort.
But you can't collaborate without a policy, because let me say it to you this way.
So you're saying there isn't a policy?
I'm saying even if there is a policy,
it's not being enforced.
It is not being enforced. And the lack of enforcement is not going to be coming from the schools, because all schools, again, as you've pointed out, aren't equal.
But even if the schools aren't the ones enforcing it, the schools are the ones actioning it on the day. Because, for example, again, some schools, when people to come and watch the games, they collect monies, and those monies go to the schools themselves.
Do you think it's the school's responsibility as well to switch or change the attitude of the players within the school system?
Yes.
Because ISSA doesn't see them within the schools
Yes,
and how they operate during the school.
A lot of the persons on the ISSA board are printers. The president for ISSA is
a principal. It is a school-run organization. It's a school-run organization. So, I mean, you have to come back to a place of saying, and that's why I'm not trying to remove the idea of collaboration. I'm saying, ultimately, let's use a bigger concept. CONCACAF administrates over football. They put in place guidelines and say, all right, within our competitions that we run, these are the things that you need to have in your stadium to hold a game. The reason JFF is worried about holding future Caribbean Cup games is because you're having some issues with the lights. So you know that it's because of CONCACAF rules why the man them locally say, all right, here we need to draw up a socks. Now, if ISSA doesn't see itself in the same way and say, here what, this is how the attitude must be, this is how the fans must cooperate, this is what must be in place, you're going to find that this thing when you talk about not all schools being equal going to continue to be the biggest issue because, I will go to a place like Ashland Stadium with JC and see well-run football, and then when we go somewhere else, again, go to the one
but ultimately what you're comparing there is CONCACAF, that is the body governing football in the Caribbean to a school. You can't legislate a school because some of these schools can barely even put on the football game.
Nathan is talking about
You know me I try say, man. It's the administration of it. ISSA just need to draw up its socks and do it work. Please, ISSA, I beg you. My life is a schoolboy football grow. Do your work.
Again, I think ISSA does play a large part in it.
Yes.
But again, it comes to a collaboration between ISSA and the schools. This probably can't be pre-season.
And the final point will go to Gio, meaning he made the last point.
Oh, come just don't say it. Gio no win. I'm being presumptuous. Sorry.
Yes, you're jumping the gun because I have the honor, the duty, and the responsibility to figure out who won our debate segment just now. And the winner is Gio. I have to agree, and I'm sure our fans will agree that it is a collaborative effort. It takes a community to build policy.
Intersecondary Schools Association, you know.
Laptop, you have free
Anyways, congratulations to Gio, our winner of the debate segment. And we have fan views in this final segment, and stay with us, please.
You know my heart goes crazy when you take the lips touch mine. Let's explore our love. We'll leave the world behind. Can you feel this beat?
ISSA Schoolboy Football, September 7 to December 14 on CVM TV.
Schoolboy Football, brought to you by Edgechem, AIM Financial Services, Texaco, and Connix.
Hi everyone, my name is Kurt Dunn.
Greet